Hi guys. Um 10:11, of course. I should have known. It's the 26th of May and this is going to be a series of several different videos, shorter videos on multiple subjects on my perceptions of what's going on. And again, we all have our different perceptions, but those of us on various levels are starting to kind of merge with our understandings, and it's becoming one as we are reaching that level of unity consciousness. And anyway, what a magical time that eclipse was. That's pretty intense. The energies leading up to it were incredibly dramatic, and every time we have those higher energies come in, it goes down to the atomic level, and it's releasing negativities, those magnetic negativities within our body on the atomic level, on the quantum level, as well as the chemical intoxins on the cellular level. And these always cause what we term as ascension symptoms. It appears that many of us are going through the exact same ascension symptoms right now. And I haven't done any videos since the eclipse because my whole right side has had some pretty major problems. And over the years, I've been going through these things as I raise my frequency and go through my ascension process. And at first, I thought it was just diet, but it's not just diet. It's the lower vibrational energies from the people around me, and from Mother Earth, and from history of Mother Earth, and what's going on where I was. I grew up in Mississippi, which had a lot of deep negativity from the time that the Europeans came over to the time that they had slaves, and then from all the ego stuff that's gone on since the Civil War and everything else. And those guys, were always the first to go to war, supporting the Illuminati and their plans, not knowing that they were just sheeple being led to slaughter. And anyway, all those emotions and all those vibrations and frequencies were embedded in the earth around that area. And they're embedded in the earth all over the place. And those of us who are healers and activators and going through our process, we are releasing those energies. And it's interesting to find after this last eclipse that so many of us are having problems in the same areas. And I found in the past 2 days a half dozen close friends that are healers and activators who are having problems with their right side, the masculine side of their body. And for me, my whole hand swelled up in through here, and just severe pain throughout my wrist, and then all the way up my arm to my shoulder, down my shoulder blade, and around this side. Can't even pick up. It's kind of interesting. And I've got other friends that are they didn't leave those people that were in their life that were so engulfed in the 3D, and they continue to stay around them and to do their processing, and they now feel like they're holding the world up, holding all the weight of the world. And it's affecting their lower backs, their knees, and their feet. And I know that feeling well because I went through it for so long. Those were my symptoms for a long time. This is unusual to have my symptoms in the upper body instead of the lower body, and it is kind of interesting that it's in the masculine side. So anyway, with the new energies that came in the week leading up to the eclipse, many of us were vibrating and shaking that off. And it's kind of like those snow globes? It's kind of like taking one of those things and shaking it up and turning it over, and then, all the crystallization, all the crusting that's within your pineal, or, within your cellular level, or down to the atomic level within your body, it all gets broken up. And it's got to be processed. and those energies a lot of times build up, and then you have the problems, therefore the ascension symptoms. There are several people that think that if you prepare for this, that you don't have them. But those of us who are the real healers, and those of us that are going through the higher initiations right now, I can assure you, you're going to have them. And it's not fun. Transfiguration is a process that hurts, but it's well worth it to feel the light and the bliss that you experience after you go through that process and get to the next level and have anchored it and it becomes a permanent thing. Then it's well worth it. And doing what we're doing for Mother Earth right now, I can see nothing greater. There's no greater mission on this planet. Something really interesting happened to me that day. I'm in the mountains now. I'm up in north central Arizona, about 7,500 feet in the high pines, ponderosa pines. But then the day of the eclipse, I was still in Phoenix, and I did my ride, normal 50-mile bike ride down into Tempe, and I'm always exchanging energies with everybody, that I address, and transmuting any negativities that they're going through. I've been doing this for a long time. And that's part of what happens. It gets built up in my body, and I got to process it somehow. And that's what so many of us healers are doing. Anyway, on my bike ride on the 20th, I was driving down to Tempe and spiritually connecting with James Twineman and those guys that were at the pyramids around the world. I knew I had to be in Phoenix for that day, for the beginning of the rising of the Phoenix, for the transition between the east and west, from creating the portal from Mount Fuji to Mount Shasta, which was what that day was all about. It was it's like connecting the right brain and left brain, the east and west, the male and female, divine masculine, divine feminine. The divine feminine energies were coming in there, and the divine masculine energies have to be released. And so anyway, James Twineman had several groups that were gathering at the pyramids around the planet, and I felt the need to be right where I was. And something very magical, again, as usual, happened. And I got down to Tempe, and I was being drawn to go this direction, go left, take a right, take a left, take a right. And I ended up at a place called the Tempe Municipal Center or Complex. And it's an upside down, four-sided pyramid, aligned perfectly, and has an entranceway that is in upside down, being the divine feminine, receiving heaven's forces, receiving the spiritual forces. And the entrance on the north side to there is a vertical pyramid, a normal, Earth's forces pyramid. And I was just absolutely blown away. I couldn't believe what it was that I was seeing. Well, I should. I mean, this is not an unusual thing. It's life. And the synchronicities are totally normal in my life. But it always surprises me. And I just go, wow. And I know I'm doing the right thing. And so that's it's always confirmation. But I went in there and I did my meditations. And I could feel the incoming divine energy totally engulfing me in the building. And that municipal building, since it was a Sunday, was not open for the workers that were in there. And how I wish it could have been, how I wish everybody was there, as it would have really activated them. But the geometrics of the building, you could definitely feel the energies coming through. And that allowed me to connect with all the other people at all the other pyramids around the globe, and I had no idea it was going to happen. How amazing. So anyway, the eclipse I got to see from Phoenix, from Scottsdale, and it was just absolutely incredible. That evening I could feel everybody connecting, And those of us that are connecting to the grid, it's almost like we have the absolute perceptions of everybody else that are connecting to the grid. And I've noticed that on the 40-day events in the previous years. And we're going to have to do another video today on the 40-day events, because we are now into the real fifth dimensional energies. And these real fifth dimensional energies are manifesting readily. And right now, we are in the process of birthing the new earth. January 11th, 2011, many of us, and especially those of the original 1111ers, witnessed and told everybody that we were experiencing the two earths splitting apart, the fifth dimensional earth and the old third, fourth dimensional earth, and it was separating. What just happened as we went through this alignment, and this alignment only happens once every 26,000 years. We've been waiting for, tens of thousands of years for this to happen, to align with the Pleiades in the sun and experience those energies coming into us. And before, we were experiencing the masculine energies so that we could further separate ourselves for our Earth School experiment, for our Earth School experience. And we wanted to experience those divine masculine energies and that total separation from God in the 4D, which is what we went to during the time of Lemuria. We dropped from a much higher spiritual vibration down into the 4D. And Atlantis was going on at that time, 26,000 years ago too. And we dropped down into the fourth dimensional vibration where we had a connection to God, but our perception was on the exterior. We weren't realizing our creatorship, but we chose to do that. And then during Atlantis 13,000 years ago at the fall, at the deluge, we went into total separation, which is 3D, where God is totally on the outside of you and you're not connected. And that's what we came here to do, to experience that separation, to experience the densities without knowing that, we're all creator gods, and we're truly have powers beyond belief. And so that is what's changing right now, is we're coming back into those powers beyond belief, and we are now, Earth is in fifth dimensional frequencies, and people are expressing their thoughts and seeing that picture of what they wish to create in their lives and speaking it forth, and it's happening like that. If their heart chakra activated, then man, it's going out there, and it's almost like an instantaneous manifestation, almost materialization. There are people that are saying things without realizing what is going on Earth right now, and they are having some major problems. And everybody, the whole world is getting shaken up right now, everybody's lives, and it's for further spiritual growth. And you've got to create the chaos, you've got to till the ground, you've got to prepare the place for the new seed, for that plant to be able to grow. And right now we're seeing the mass arrest started. It started on the 20th. Yesterday, the Vatican's top banker resigned because they knew they were coming after him. And so this is going on globally. And we can expect some pretty major things to be happening soon. But this goes into the second video I'm going to do about the 40 days. And the 40 days is continuous from here on out. We've got to envision New Earth, what it is we wish to see. And it's time. We're in the fifth dimensional frequencies, and it's time to envision what we wish to see for New Earth. And please remove all limitations. Don't think in the box that you had been in. That only entraps you. That only limits you. That only sets that focus for being just that, and says that's your limitations. So anyway, with that, it was fantastic to do that eclipse in the meditations with all you guys. It was incredible. So anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and stop it here, and then we'll create video 2. All right, love you guys.